Yo, what's up, people? It's your main man, Josh Wolf, here from Brisbane, Australia. Welcome back, and we're going to be spending the next couple of hours together doing some coding. And let's get the soundtrack going, because that is the most important thing about coding, apart from your keyboard layout, is the soundtrack. Silk music today. Been listening to some progressive house from these guys this morning and loving it. Okay, I don't know. This music. Silk Music. Huge shout out to the guys at Silk Music. Thanks for licensing the music for the stream. I'm a big fan. Music, full catalog. Let's try that. Put this over here. Let's have a look. Who's on this label? Shingo Nakamura is the only guy that I know by name on here. Oh, Gregory Sayan is another one that I know. I was listening to like a mix kind of tape, like a sampler before. Dun dun, the Midnight compilations, etc. Let's try that. Silk Remixed 8. All I remember about the one I was listening to was that it was volume 6 of something. Well, let's try this. 7. Progressive selections. Play. Progressive and trance flavored. Okay, great. Oh yeah, and hey, exciting news. My first book has been published on Amazon.com. Second one coming soon. This first one is a collection of 25 of the greatest job ads that I wrote when I was working as a technical recruiter a few years ago. And I stood up my website the other day. This is it here. J-O is here, S-H. joshwolf.com. It's written using Hugo. Deploys out of GitHub using GitHub Pages. Got AWS CloudFront and S3. Oh yeah, this is the track I was listening to. It's good. So there's a section on here called Books. I got my first book in here, Meaningless Repetitive Work. World's most honest IT job ad. It was crazy when that happened. It went global. So, yep, the book is available on Amazon.com. Let me just push that link to that. That would be in VS Code. Play app. So we're going to be working on the Play app today in Ember, doing some Ember programming. Here. Link. Add Amazon link. And I get that you're not seeing this right now, it's okay. I'm not going to take the time to do it, so add Amazon link. ADD, so DD, add Amazon link. I was watching a video of myself giving a talk in 2017, and man, I was typing faster than I can think. Crazy fast. I had like 20, 30 odd years of QWERTY typing under my belt. Link. Okay, copy this. Copy. Send that up. And then, nope. Paste. Yes. Good. Okay, so Ember, let's do this. Okay, so let's run Ember serve. Ember serve to get it started. Tell you what, I'm getting really facile with keyboard shortcuts and autocomplete because my typing speed is so low now. I'm on Helmac. I went from QWERTY to Dvorak to Colemak, and now I'm on Helmac. Now with Helmac, I was able to memorize the keyboard layout very quickly. I can type with 100% accuracy, but at a very low words per minute. And in the typing kind of tutor apps that I use, it's a new thing for me using typing tutor apps. It says that accuracy is more important than speed, so I must be doing okay. Ember building. And I saw a great article on Hacker News today. Let me pull it up. Hacker News, Hacker News, Hacker News. Here it is. It's called Model View Catharsis. Join this browser tab, please. Yeah. Push this one down. Goodbye. Model View Catharsis. So this one here. Image Googling MVC Model View Controller is, however, a fun exercise for all the zany diagrams you get back. It's a puzzle to figure out if any two actually describe the same thing. So Model View Controller is a kind of a standard design pattern for making user interfaces. So you have a model, which is the data. Then you have a view, which is like what you see these days in your web browser. And you have a controller. So, you know, you click on a button, which sends a signal to the controller, which then modifies the model, which then updates the view. So in the Elm architecture, it's like model view action. And that works really well for what in React are called controlled components, where the only way they get mutated is if the view mutates. Let's see if this Ember build is ready. Yep. Okay, so we can have a look at this. Copy. Paste. That's pretty dumb. Okay, here we go. We should be able to log in. So that model view controller architecture works really well for controlled components, where the only mutation to the view state is via the model. Ooh, what's happening here? We're not seeing anything. Typing with 100% accuracy, did you say? Let's have a look at the developer console. More tools, developer tools. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I know what the cause of this is. I need to be running a local version of the WebSocket server. Let's start one here. So n shunt npm run. Give me a list of things to run. npm run start dev. Yeah, okay. Okay, this should do it. So it's making a REST call as soon as the page loads, and then because the REST call fails, the whole app fails. So I'll have to catch the REST call. Starting. Started, kind of. Started? Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at the editor. So examples of controlled components here. See my spells 155. So 155 is the count of the number of spells that I have in my Magicraft spellbook. So the only way this thing modifies is if I add a new spell or delete a spell, in which case that updates. I can't actually click on this and type on it to change it. So it's like unidirectional data binding, it's called. So in most of your modern libraries like Angular, Ember, React, even your old school ones like Knockout, JS, you have this idea of a data binding where you bind a UI view element to your model, a particular part of your model, And then what the framework, the runtime, the library takes care of in the background is it'll automatically update that DOM element with the value of the model. So that's a controlled component where the value of the UI element is derived strictly from the model, and it's one way, model to view. That's a unidirectional data binding. Now, an uncontrolled element is one where the value of the element is not controlled by the model. So it means that the user can do something like type in it. You run into problems where you have like two-way bindings. So this was a feature of the first version of Angular that came out, Angular.js, was that it had two-way bindings by default. So if you updated an element, it would update the model. And if you updated the model, it would update the element. And React was like, nope, we're using this thing that Facebook called the flux pattern. We had a one-way binding, because you get these problems with data cascades where you'll update an element in the browser, type something, it updates the model, which triggers an update in something, which then triggers an update back to the model, and you can get these data cascades, they're called. So newer versions of Angular use one-way binding by default. React just only does one-way binding. So it was real easy to get the one-way data binding stuff to work, but now we've got to get a two-way data binding. So the editor itself is a great example of that. If I click on the spell, you see it populates the value of the That's interesting. Okay, so it populates the value of the editor from the model, but now I'm going to go ahead and edit something in here. And then what I need to happen is when I click save, it's going to update the model. So this is an uncontrolled component. So I have to manually wire the bindings together to make this work. And that's what this article here, Model View Catharsis, is about. That's a cool design. I like it. MVC was a mistake. I haven't got far enough to have a look at if he's got like oh, that's a long article, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, I'll read the rest of it later. I just read as much of the problem statement, but not the solution, but I ain't got time for that right now. I'm just gonna get into this. Okay, so there's a few things about this, is that this editor should have various states. Now these buttons are not actually part of the editor, but they're rendered on the same, you know, in the same kind of area, and they're logically part of the component, because the editor should only say save when it's dirty, and it should only allow you to delete if it's not dirty. So I need the idea of the editor being dirty or clean. Let's have a look at the editor component. Actually, before I do that, I'll show you this video of me. It's called State Mutation Considered Harmful. So state. Okay, 100% accuracy. State mutation. Here. You just got a real little sample of my typing there. Now we don't need to listen to the sound. There you go, look at that typing. This is at normal speed. Playing it at normal speed? Normal speed. Look how fast I can type. Watch this. Like, I would just think, and then words would appear. Yeah, got some power combos, like I just typed power and it just went rap. Maybe by focusing on accuracy at this point, I'll get back to this kind of words per minute, but with like a much greater accuracy. We can only dream. Okay. No, not video. So let's have a look at the editor. Get my head back in the game. Okay, so this is the editor component, the handlebars, so the view rendering. You've got the editor, it's got the current code in it, and then you've got these labels here, these buttons. I guess the first thing I need to do is figure out how to disable buttons. Let's try that first. So let's have a look at this particular. Deprecated version. Click here to view the latest version. Okay. Ember. Let's go for 100% accuracy in typing, hey? B? Yep. Oh. This one here, Ember Bulma. Bulma? Bulma? Funny name. Components. Elements. Elements. Buttons. Okay. How do you disable the button? States. Here we go. Disabled equals true. Well, okay, so these are part of the editor state, so they have access to the editor state. So we could do this. So new would say well, yes, this one's pretty obvious, right? This one would be now going for 100% accuracy in typing. Disabled. Is that correct? Disabled? Yeah. Equals. We're in a double brace already, so I probably don't have to do that again. We'll find out. Is equal to this dot dirty. Editor dirty. Yeah. Editor. No, one word. Editor dirty. So D is there. IRTY. This editor dirty. And then if I save that and go back to here. Stream is not going so well. I'm going to change to a different network, see if that fixes. Okay, I'm back on a different network this time. Hopefully this one will be faster. I got 3 networks that I can use here, and I got to kind of pick between them depending on the time of day. Okay. Right on. Music by Silk Music. Silk Remix, Volume 7, Progressive Selections. Progressive house music is the best soundtrack for coding to, apart from Nordic Viking metal. Okay, I got to get a Nordic Viking metal label to license their sounds for this. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Try. Do I need to rebuild it? Let's see. Well, editor dirty should be. So if I copy this, now we're going to find the actual editor component. So these are the templates, components, the actual editor component. Okay. So here, I should say this editor dirty equals false on the very first time when you 100% accuracy. This is what I mean by learning how to copy and paste, man. Yep, now I can tell it to declare the property. Save that. Should trigger a rebuild down here. Good. Rebuilding. Rebuild. Now. Okay, I'm going to click on that. Set this. Save is not disabled. Okay, one thing we can do in Ember is we can do like an inline log statement. So if I copy that, and then I go log, and then paste it in place, save that, and it should log it here. Editor dirty is false, so disabled is true. Oh no, you can't do that. How do I do that then? Okay, I guess I'll do it in the component. There might be a more elegant way to do it. Oh. Okay, so can I do private methods in here? I don't know whether you can or not. I'm not going to. So here we're going to say set dirty. Set dirty, yeah. 100% accuracy, dude. Okay. Guess we could do and then what we would put in here is we'd put a Boolean variable called dirty. So this is going to be called dirty, and it's going to be of type Boolean. And then the next thing we'll do is, this is pretty ghetto, this dot editor clean. So editor clean. And that's equal to not dirty. Yeah. They'll do it. Save that. Declare the property. Save that. Okay. In that case, disabled equals this dot editor clean. So if the editor is clean, you can't save anything. That makes sense. Why would you be able to save something if there's nothing to save? Save that. Let's go back here. Do your thing. Okay. Now, if I click on this. Hang on, that doesn't work. This dot editor clean. One thing about Helmac versus Colemak, Dvorak, and QWERTY is on all of the other three layouts, the A key is underneath this little finger on the home row A. ASDF, that's QWERTY. ARST, that's Colemak. AEOU, that's AEOU, that's Dvorak. And on Helmac, it goes SHNT, shunt, ARST, ASDF. Okay, log this.editor clean. Undefined. Okay, we didn't set the... Oh, okay, that's okay, because when we hit it here, it should set it to true. Right. I have to mark these as, what doesn't it like about that? No initializer. Okay. Let's initialize them. Oh no, we can initialize them here. Editor dirty equals, they should both be false because there's nothing in there. Undefined state. Yeah, okay, so FALSE, shunt. Paste. Okay, so I save that, and then the other thing is that in here, rather than calling this method, I should now go set dirty false. Set, and if I had a space, and then my IntelliSense would kick in. Okay. I think I also have to make these computed properties or something. Like, no, it's called like, oh man, where did I do this? It's like a watchable property. Let's have a look in here. Nope, spell selector. Nope. Those are the only 3 components I got. Well, that's terrible. Do I need to do it in the controller? Tracked. Should it be in the component or in the controller? I don't know. I'm going to put it in here and see what happens. Okay, so tracked. TR, tracked. I'm splitting my logic between the controller and the component. I'm not sure where the division should be, but we'll find out and fix it in the mix. Decorate is not a function. Tracked from Glimmer component. Let's have a look. Tracked from Glimmer tracking. Okay. Maybe it gets exported from there as well. It would make sense if it did, but it doesn't matter. Let's try that. Trying things until they work. Undefined. Oh. No. This dot editor clean. What happens if I say, what if I do this? Well, let's type it just for the practice. So, editor clean, C, L-E-A, no, A is there, N. I don't know, does that work? Nope. Can I put a comma in there maybe? Let's try that. Nope. How about just that? Nope. Oh, hang on. Okay, great. That's how you do it. Editor clean, undefined. Okay, so I think this means that this stuff is not... I think I have to inject a controller into the component. Okay, I'm in TypeScript, so just say as any. Put that into these little braces. Yep. Okay, well, let's have a look at the controller. So this.editor. How do I get a reference to the editor? Init. Okay, login. Yeah. What? Why is the editor worried about logging in and out? That's not right. Let's see what happens if I take this out, because that's just weird. The editor should not care about logging in and out. Weird. Okay. Horrible streaming speeds. I'm going to try a different streaming device now.